Trump is the winning combination with everything he's doing on democracy, and all he wants is his ballroom and no sensitivity to affordability and thinking it's a blow-off issue. He's just killing himself right and left, and I love how he's giving all the press to Ossoff, who is the really he's come across. He's now a national hero in terms of what he's doing on Trump corruption. He's become the spokesman.
Now, American primary elections have thrown up some surprises this summer, with progressive Democrats winning high-profile contests in Michigan and Minnesota. Primaries are continuing today. Most notably, Florida will decide who will replace the governor, Ron DeSantis, who can't run again. However, if it goes to the Democrats, it will likely be a moderate and not a progressive in the more conservative swing state. Elsewhere in Alaska, two Republicans with the same name, Dan Sullivan, are running for the Senate. But it looks like another moderate Democrat, Mary Peltola, could pose the biggest threat to the incumbent. So could today be a good indicator of whether the Democrats can take the House and Senate in November's midterms? Well, to discuss that is Bob Weiner, an American Democratic strategist and political commentator. Hello to you, Bob. How do you think Democrats will fare today?
Well, good to talk with you, Joe, and love to be on with you. Well, Alaska and Florida will be more indicators, but what you've said is exactly right, that it's a mixed bag with progressives coming in and having some candidates like El Sayed, but Hong losing to Crowley in Wisconsin, and it's been such a mixed. But what's universal on all of it is that 95% of Americans believe that affordability is a big issue. And Trump is out there saying, oh, well, you'll have to pay a little bit more for gas. It's like completely insensitive to it. And that is killing him. He's like 15 points down in all of his popularities on every issue. And so we have a real chance to take both the House and the Senate. I think the House is for sure.
Yep.
The Senate is a maybe. And it's going extremely well if there is a wave. The danger, of course, is what's he going to do to try to block the elections? Is he going to send ICE in? Is he going to send the National Guard in? Are the state attorney generals and secretaries of state, which they're all doing, going to have the wherewithal to have immediate legal injunctions against him interfering with the elections, which the Constitution says the feds can't do? That, to Democrats, is the big question, Joe.
Right. And is there another big question for Democrats? You've said it was a mixed bag, and we're talking about progressives and moderates within the Democrat Party.
Right.
Is it important that there's more unity, or does it work having candidates facing both ways depending on where they are standing? Or should it really be what the leadership would want, which is perhaps a more moderate slate to go against the Republicans?
I don't know if the leadership wants that necessarily. What they're doing is permutations and combinations now of where to send targeted money so that we can have a coalition to defeat Trump in both House and Senate. And that's what's going on in the DCCC and the DSCC and with the governors all over the place. That's what's going on. People say the Democrats need more than not Trump. I don't think so for the off-year election. For the presidency, yes, we'll need more. Right now, not Trump is the winning combination with everything he's doing on democracy, and all he wants is his ballroom and no sensitivity to affordability and thinking it's a blow-off issue. He's just killing himself right and left, and I love how he's giving all the press to Ossoff, who is the really he's come across. He's now a national hero in terms of what he's doing on Trump corruption. He's become the spokesman. And the more press that Trump gives him in terms of blasting at him, the better off he is. Last I saw, he's about 15 points up in Georgia.
So, as you say, the target is there. Democrats just have to unify around those two things: an anti-Trump, whichever end of the party you may be at, and cost of living. It has to be about the cost in your pocket. And do you think they're disciplined enough, the Democrat Party, to do that, to sort of claim victory?
Yes, I love how Byron Donalds in Florida, for example, saying Democrats don't have the issues. Yes, we do. It's affordability, and it's no tax breaks for the rich, and it's don't destroy democracy. It's a very simple message, and the Democrats are winning on that message all over the place. In the polls, Trump is just tanking, and he's tanking his party with him.
I mean, in terms of that message, I mean, there's been a survey by The Economist and YouGov in June, a few months ago, found 62% of Democrats would vote for a candidate who identified as a democratic socialist. I mean, I always used to think that the word socialist was a bit of a dirty word in America. Are you sure that's not a turn-off?
Maybe a little bit, but Trump has so destroyed, and he's destroyed capitalism, because the way he defines it, it's all for him. Give him money. And the grift and the corruption on absolutely everything, even selling access to his Truth Social posts and letting people have advance warning when he says the predictable things on the war is going to end, and he knows that's going to drive prices up, down, and oil prices and all that. He knows what he's doing, and he's giving away to his big givers. So I think that it is a unifying message what the Democrats have, and I think it's a good one. And we know that the Democrats will protect health care. They will protect housing. How he said that housing is a blow-off bill when housing is probably number 2 in terms of all the issues, in terms of what people want to afford. I mean, he's just nowhere. He's working out of the seat of his pants in terms of coming up with issues, and people see it. People are saying that, when you reach the point in America when the message is shut the, I'm going to not use the words.
Don't use that word, but we know what you mean.
But you know what we'll say.
Absolutely.
When it's shut up already, that's where people are on Trump.
Thank you for restraining there. I mean, Zohran Mamdani has sort of been a bit of a blast for the Democrats, and something of a conundrum for Trump. Is he the model, do you think? Is he the model in New York?
Well, AOC let it off before Mamdani, of course. Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
And then Mamdani. But
are they not too left-wing?
El Sayed is not a good model for. I think Democrats, to be honest, Elizabeth, people are almost conceding that El Sayed is not a good candidate. So we have our bad candidates, but the Republicans have so many of them. I mean, there are 6 or 7 target states now in the Senate, and we only need to pick up 4. So I think if there's the wave that we think there is, and everything Trump is doing is destroying himself more, like he did in Georgia when he came out against Kemp, and then Ossoff and Warnock won in Georgia because of what he said. That's where we're going again.
All right.
Well,
I hear you. This is the opportunity for years that the Democrats have had. And you may be right. It's enough just for people to think we can get Trump out, or in terms of the Republicans, let's put it that way. But when I can't
wait for Jamie Raskin and Garcia to be the chairs of the Judiciary and Government Operations, my old committee, where I was the spokesman of it, to be chairs. We're going to get the Epstein files released. It's horrible what's in there. Everybody knows how horrible it is. They know that it was a mob operation with murders and all of that. So when and Britain has paid the price. You've had your princes. So we have not paid the price because Trump has done everything to decoy and to deflect against the Epstein files.
But what happens?
And America knows that.
Right. What happens, though, after all of this? The Democrats have to have, I know you've talked about affordability, but Democrats do have to have a unifying offer once you get past the midterms. Do they have that? Are they working on that? They haven't managed it very successfully recently.
I don't think that's true. I think everybody knows that reverse the tax breaks for the rich and stop the war and stop the tariffs, the things that have caused the affordability crisis. America knows that that's the deal with the Democrats.
You were wrong about the result of the last presidential election, weren't you?
Well, I think what happened there was Harris was doing kumbaya and Trump was doing negative hate rallies in Madison Square Garden and eat the dogs and all of that. When he was doing that, it was effective. Democrats have to learn that going negative is an effective campaign tactic. Yeah. And I believe we have learned that now.
Bob Weiner, American Democratic strategist and political commentator, thank you very much for talking to us today on The Times at 1.